Marjorie Taylor Greene continues to exact her final revenge on Donald Trump. She's taking the entire MAGA movement with her. She is saying MAGA is dead, and I never thought I would say this in my professional career, but Marjorie Taylor Greene has gone mega viral on the MeidasTouch network. We covered her speech in Texas at Ron Paul's Institute. Our video on YouTube got over 1.4 million views covering Marjorie Taylor Greene's speech on YouTube alone, but then it was viewed over 50 million times on other social media outlets like X, formerly Twitter, and Threads, and Blue Sky, and Facebook as our coverage went ultra viral. More on that in a moment. And yesterday, Marjorie Taylor Greene's boyfriend, Brian Glenn, who was still covering the White House, he quit his job on live TV and says he's done. He's no longer working in media at all. This was a guy who traveled around with Donald Trump. He was one of the biggest Trump sycophants. He's officially quit all media, he said, after a 37-year career, making a big statement. Now, Marjorie Taylor Greene yesterday was posting the following, as it was clear that Donald Trump's so-called ceasefire in Iran was complete and utter BS. Marjorie Taylor Greene posted, "The ceasefire is over and the U.S. is attacking Iran again. Gas locally here in Georgia is $4.45. That's just below the national average. Not America first." She goes on to repost the Washington Post scoop about the CIA analysis, which says Iran still has 75% of its ballistic missiles and ballistic missile launchers and pretty much all of its Shahid drone arsenal, and that Iran is nowhere near having catastrophic or even really bad issues regarding the pressurization of its oil. Iran is fine refining its oil for the next several months before potentially even running into problems at all. And so this CIA analysis was leaked to the Washington Post, and it completely undermines all of the BS from Donald Trump and his despicable regime. Marjorie Taylor Greene posts, "That means this is going to get a lot worse economically for everyone before it gets better. People did not vote for this. Spare me the Iran can't have a nuclear weapon line. They were nowhere close to having a nuclear weapon, and that was known by our intelligence and Israel. Indeed, our top intelligence officials, many of whom quit the Trump regime following this catastrophic war, are out there, like that guy Kent. They're out there saying Iran was nowhere close to getting a nuclear weapon. What the heck were we doing? If anything, Iran's going to move closer to getting a nuclear weapon now after seeing Donald Trump's behavior right here." Also, Marjorie Taylor Greene posts the following about Donald Trump's phony ceasefire in Gaza. Marjorie Taylor Greene posts, "Since the ceasefire took effect, 837 Palestinians have been killed, including 216 children, 91 women, and 23 elderly individuals, and 2,381 people have been wounded, of whom more than half are children, women, or elderly individuals. 73 civilians have also been detained, 216 children killed during this so-called ceasefire." Marjorie Taylor Greene then accuses the Trump regime of engaging in market manipulation and inside trading. She posts this chart from the Kobayashi letter showing how $920 million worth of crude oil shorts were taken 70 minutes before Barack Ravid of Axios made a post that the Trump regime and Iran were close to agreeing to a 14-point deal to end the war. Marjorie Taylor Greene's post, "When is everyone going to start realizing that the manic on-again, off-again war peace rhetoric is really just insider trading? And sprinkle in some murder? Only a select few in the top tax bracket are benefiting from this, and the majority of you ain't it." Then on the news that her boyfriend, Brian Glenn, quit all of media. He's done being a reporter after a 37-year career. Obviously, in my opinion, it's related to Donald Trump's behavior and Marjorie Taylor Greene calling Donald Trump out. Marjorie Taylor Greene posted the following: I'm so proud of Brian and truly don't have enough words to say how grateful I am for him. What an incredible journey and career. There is no one like Brian Glenn. I'm so looking forward to the next chapter of our lives and future together. Here was the moment where Marjorie Taylor Greene's boyfriend on live TV in front of the White House said, I'm done. I'm out. My career is hereby over. Play this clip.
But this past Sunday, sitting at home in Georgia, I decided that it's time to, and I'll use a MMA reference, it's time to leave the gloves in the ring and walk away from what I really consider it's been a great career. It's been a great time with Real America's Voice. It's been fantastic working with you. I started this thing back in 1989, Eric, and my very first gig, believe it or not, was to put on a peacock outfit for Merv Griffin at a promotion that we had for all of the game shows that he is a mastermind behind. And to think that, I'm just keeping an eye on Tom Holman, by the way, and to think that you fast forward how many years that is later, that I would stand here in front of the White House and follow President Trump like I've been doing. Yeah, 37 years. Thank you.
Now, this followed Donald Trump just the other week, basically making fun of and mocking Brian Glenn for dating Marjorie Taylor Greene. Play this clip.
That's so good. I love this. He's a great guy. Even though I don't love his girlfriend too much, okay? I won't tell you who the girlfriend is. But I like him, and I've always liked him. It's great that he hasn't changed. But Brian, I think here's the problem. It's not even imaginable to me why. And people are angry about it.
Now, as I noted, the MeidasTouch network coverage, again, I never thought I'd be saying this, of Marjorie Taylor Greene's speech in Texas got over 1.4 million views on YouTube. And then separately, various clipping accounts posted our coverage, and they took shorter clips of it. 3.3 million views here, 3.1 million views here, 4.5 million views here. I'll just show you, for example, one of those clips that went mega viral, and I never thought I don't even know how to feel about this, but MeidasTouch and Marjorie Taylor Greene, our coverage of Marjorie Taylor Greene went super viral, and here's Marjorie Taylor Greene talking about Donald Trump threatening her son's life, basically, and threatening her. Here, play this clip.
I sent them to all these people. I got no response from Susie Wiles. None. And she's a mother and a grandmother and a woman. I got no response from James Blair because he only cares about making money on campaigns. I did hear from Kash Patel. He said on it, but I haven't heard from him since. I don't know what he's on. J.D. Vance was very nice to me, compassionate and kind, and reassured me that he would do everything we could to find out what's going on. And then I heard back from Donald Trump. And I've saved these text messages. I'd probably get put in jail if I released them publicly, but I saved them. Where Donald Trump proceeded to tell me that it was my fault and that I deserve it. If my son gets killed, I deserve it, because I was a traitor to him. That is our President of the United States. That's the man that says MAGA is whatever he wants it to be.
Now here's one of our digital editor, Asen, clipped this of Marjorie Taylor Greene saying that Donald Trump told her that his friends, the Epstein class, they were going to get really hurt if Marjorie Taylor Greene signed the discharge petition. Play this clip.
Forget it. I was in my office in the Rayburn building, and I got a phone call from the president. And he was at the White House, and he wanted to talk to me about the discharge petition that I'd signed my name on. And he said, Marjorie, you're going to have to take your name off that discharge petition. We can't let, this is a hoax. We can't carry this. This is a hoax. It's a Democrat hoax. And we've got to just put this away and stop doing this. And he said, my friends are going to get hurt. He said his friends would get hurt if we release the Epstein files. He said, Marjorie, these are good people. These are people you know at Mar-a-Lago. People in Palm Beach, they're going to get hurt by this. And I said, Mr. President, people have been hurt. These women have been hurt. I said, have you talked to them? I said, you should talk to them. You should have them in the Oval Office, Mr. President. You have everybody in the Oval Office. You have sports teams. You have world leaders. You have Al-Qaeda terrorists that are now leading Syria. You have Mom Donnie. I mean, you have everybody in the Oval Office. Surely you can have these women who were raped as teenagers. Talk to them. I talk to them all the time. As a matter of fact, many of them voted for you. That's what I told them. They voted for you. Epstein victims voted for Donald Trump. And he wouldn't have anything to do with them. And he told me his friends would get hurt. And I said, not taking my name off the discharge petition. Thank you.
And folks, this is going directly into the right-wing podcast world right now, where Joe Rogan brought on Tim Dillon, these right-wing pod bros. Now they're talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene, like beating J.D. Vance and Marco Rubio if she were to run for office. Here, play this clip.
You got to get in the first couple of days and get out in the first couple of days.
MTG, whether it's her or not, she's surprisingly weirdly capable. She's kind of a tough bitch. She ran a construction company, all this stuff. She's going to be able to go out there and say, America first, not Israel first. And Vance might wear. There's not enough daylight between him and Trump on Israel. MTG is going to take advantage of that. That's my guess. Get on the train.
Wow.
But maybe I'm wrong. But am I?
Has she voiced any?
She hasn't voiced it yet. But let's be honest. She's positioning herself. You can see it. She's positioning herself to run for president of the United States.
What is the wackiest shit that she's ever said?
I don't know. Something about the Jews and the weather, but let's be honest. Who knows what they're doing?
And now that her husband, Brian Glenn, is officially quitting, I do want to remind everybody when the MeidasTouch network was able to find and surface video clips of Brian Glenn dressed up as a woman after Brian Glenn would say negative things about the transgender community. Here was Brian Glenn in drag. Play this clip.
I can tell you, I think a lot of people are up now. They're all hashtag I am up. Of course, come and check it out here. Starts on Saturday. I'm kicking these shoes off, but I may keep the pantyhose on. It does feel kind of good, actually. I'm not going to pee in them, I promise. Send it back to the studio.
And here was Brian Glenn calling into another right-wing radio show and saying that even though he was dressed in drag, he really wasn't dressed in drag, and he still is very angry at the drag community or whatever. Here, play this clip.
And check it out here. Starts on Saturday. I'm kicking these shoes off, but I may keep the pantyhose on. It does feel kind of good.
Yeah, okay, so again, Brian Glenn, first of all, thank you for joining the show, brother. And I love your sense of humor, man, and your swagger, and you're just courageous as heck. And this is funny because and even Marjorie Taylor Greene went on Twitter and said, "You guys have to be kidding me."
Oh, Jamie, it's great to be on with you guys again. Hey, that was a great open there. You pretty much laid it all out, and I saw that as an opportunity and to really lean into this kind of fake attack, this whole gotcha moment where they found me in drag. And I just checked this morning, and one of the headlines was, Marjorie Taylor Greene's boyfriend caught in viral drag video, like I'm caught walking out of a bar at 2 a.m. downtown St. Louis or something. This was back in the days where, hey, morning television, that's what you do. You go out and you engage in the community, and this was a Casa Manana Theater in the Dallas Fort Worth area, and it was a play, and I rolled up on the scene at 5 a.m. as most morning show people can understand. They said, hey, would you want to dress up as one of the characters? I'm like, hell yeah, let's do it. And I didn't think anything of it because I have a sense of humor, Jamie, and I think that's what a lot of people on the left don't have, and they take something like this and they want to exploit it to make Marjorie Taylor Greene look like she's dating some kind of drag queen.
And then finally, one of the other Marjorie Taylor Greene clips that went super viral was this. Here, play the clip.
So, wow. When we started talking about releasing the Epstein files, I'm like, this is a no-brainer. President Trump will just roll them out on a big cart himself. Stacks and stacks and stacks of the Epstein files, because obviously Bill Clinton is all in there and Hillary Clinton. That's what I had been told all along, right? Well, it was the most shocking thing when I sat in a conference meeting and I learned that the president didn't want to release the Epstein files. I was like, what? Yeah, come to find out, he was very much against it. So we kept on trying and kept on talking about it. And then the president told Mike Johnson, no, do not bring that resolution to the floor for a vote. He told the Rules Committee, and Johnson told the Rules Committee, no, you will not mark up any bill in the Rules Committee that will allow the Epstein files to be released. And the resistance built and built and built. He told Pam Bondi, don't release the Epstein files. He told everybody, don't release the Epstein files. So we persisted because that's what we promised. That's what we campaigned on, transparency and accountability, especially to pedophiles. How is that complicated? So it got to be such a gigantic amount of resistance coming from the president and the speaker and everyone, the DOJ. I said, fine, I'll do the unthinkable. I'll go over there and I'll sign my name on a discharge petition that all the Democrats are signing their name on. Talk about crossing the aisle. Me, a general in the MAGA army, crossing over to sign my name with a bunch of Democrats. Yeah, I did. Because women were raped when they were 16 and 14 years old. And he was a convicted pedophile, and we knew there were many with him. So I signed my name on the discharge petition. Oh, did I get my name on the naughty list then? Let me tell you. That became a real issue at the White House.